Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting video, and today I have another story time for you guys, and it is going to be about the time that I lost my virginity at 13 years old. So I want to start off by putting a trigger warning. I'm obviously going to be talking about sex and about peer pressure, bullying, cutting, anything like that, and of course the fact of my age. If any of that makes you uncomfortable, you can go ahead and watch something else. I'll try to post some videos here, and if I can't figure out how to do it here, I will link them down below. But if you guys do want to hear what happened, then stay tuned. I want to start off by saying that as a child, I was innocent in the aspect of like sex. I was, you know, a crazy child, but I was innocent in that aspect. And then 8th grade happened, and I swear it just seemed that like once 8th grade happened, it seemed like everybody was talking about sex. And I don't know if it was just my middle school or if it was like all the middle schools out there, but I swear like everyone was talking about it, and everybody was like, oh, I'm having sex with my boyfriend now. I remember all my friends talking about it, and everybody's talking about like how they lost their V card and this and that, and I was bullied because I was like the innocent one, and I was like the boring and lame one because I still had my V card. And I remember feeling so ashamed because I still had my V card. There was this guy, and we're gonna call him Justin. So Justin was this really popular guy that all the girls wanted, and I remember when Justin started paying attention to me. I really liked Justin, and I just knew that I wanted to be that girl that turned the bad boy into like the good guy, like I would see in all the movies and that I would read in the books. I just wanted to be that girl that tamed the bad boy. And so I remember one time Justin asked me to go over to his house after school, and I told my parents that I was going to a tutoring session. I ended up walking with him to his house. I made sure that all my friends saw that I was leaving with Justin, because, you know, I thought that if they saw me, they wouldn't think that I'm this like innocent, like sweet, like boring person anymore. I really thought that I was ready to lose my virginity until we walked into Justin's room, and I literally I didn't want to do it anymore. I was like, you know what, I'm not ready for this. I can't do this. Like, what am I doing? That's when reality set in, and I was like, what am I doing? And you guys have to keep in mind that like I was a very overprotected child. I had never even walked anywhere by myself. So I asked him to take me home, to walk me back to the school, and he was like, I'll walk you back to the school, but after we do this. So I gave in. I lost my virginity, and I remember that it hurt a lot. And I remember when it was done, like he made a comment about like the blood, and then he told me that I was okay. And I asked him like, hey, like, are you gonna take me back to the school now? And he was like, oh no. And I remember walking back to the school alone in tears. I was crying, like, because I just felt so used and so violated, and like it just felt so horrible. And the next day at school, I went from being the boring, innocent one to suddenly everybody whispering about me, and everybody, you know, calling me the whore and the slut. And I spiraled into this like depression. I didn't even know who to talk to when I finally told my parents about it, because I was freaking out. I was like, well, what if I'm pregnant, or what if I, you know, have something? And I remember telling my parents about it, and I know that he had used a condom, but so that you guys can see how naive and how not ready I was, I literally didn't even know what a condom did. I didn't know what the purpose of using a condom was. So you guys can see how not ready I was for this. And when I told my parents, my mom broke down crying her eyes out, and my dad didn't talk to me for several days. So literally home was literally hell, and school was literally hell, and I had nowhere that I was at peace. So I fell into this like great depression, and that's when I started cutting. And I was eventually sent to therapy because of it, because I was actually caught cutting in school, and I went from being the whore to the emo whore, and it was just so horrible. So basically, you guys, the moral of the story is that don't have sex because you're getting peer pressured into doing it. Don't do it because you see other people doing it. You know, like, hopefully, you know, if you think you're ready, hopefully you're older, and if you think you're ready, make sure you're using protection. Make sure you get checked. Whether or not you use protection, just make sure you get checked regardless. And, you know, they say that the first time should be special, and honestly, to a certain extent, I think it should. I think you shouldn't, you know, give in to somebody just because of peer pressure. If for some reason you guys did give in, like I did, and you're being bullied or harassed, just know that you're not alone. One mistake that you made does not define you. You're not a slut, you are not a whore, you are loved and you are wanted. I wish that somebody had told me that. I wish that I knew that I wasn't alone in this situation. That is the story. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.